Peter Alexander, who's been on like 5 shows already today.
Yeah, full day already.
And he's
just
still
getting started.
He's still getting started. So what's been the most interesting thing that's happened to you today, interviewing people?
I think the most striking thing is we've been focused on the undecideds in the state. The fact that 20% of people in New Hampshire don't make up their decision till primary day is kind of stunning, given the fact that there's been $110 million spent on television ads in the state. You've probably received dozens of phone calls alone here. People are receiving hundreds of them. So we're sort of impressed by the story of these people who were waiting to the last minute to make their choice. And in fact, I think it's the undecideds who will decide the outcome of today's race.
Who is the most interesting character that you met?
Met a lot of good characters. What's his name? Vermin something or other, that sort of oddball candidate here. That's a good question. I can't say there's anyone that's been uniquely interesting. Everybody's been pretty compelling in the stories they tell. The best part about New Hampshire is that it's so real and authentic.
Right.
I mean, nobody's putting on airs. These are like people who care about this country and care about their candidates, and just sort of getting to experience this process vicariously, as it were, is fulfilling.
What do you think the impact is of the media on which way people decide to vote?
It's gigantic. We live in a universe where so few people get to have the New Hampshire experience. So many people's opinion is formed by what they watch and not by what they physically see in person. Here you could shake a candidate's hands 5 times. Someone told us, yeah, I've been to 5 Kasich rallies. So I said, do you get Kasich? Did Kasich get your vote? I said, it's between Kasich and Bernie Sanders. You're like, I mean, how can that be?
I know.
But only in New Hampshire. And
we had a Trump versus Hillary yesterday. We're like,
right?
whoa!
A liberal Democrat, or a conservative Republican. This is what people are leaning on.
It's so amazing. And how do you, as a journalist, not project your bias of who you like, or if someone like says something that's totally outlandishly racist?
Well, if they say something that's totally outlandishly racist, you call them, right? I mean, in effect, you're the referee. Like, you just call it as you see it, and nobody's perfect. But I don't have a candidate in this race. I'm just trying to make sure that America knows everything it can about all of the candidates. And whatever we decide, then I'm going to support that president, whoever they will be, right? I hope that we can, at the end of this, what is a very divisive process, unify behind somebody. But it's going to be a long road until we get there.
And what's the most exciting primary you've ever reported on?
The most exciting primary. This one's pretty high.
Yeah?
I mean, this is going to be a good one, right? Like, there's still a lot to be figured out. There's some candidates that a couple days ago we thought Marco Rubio might wrap this thing up as the establishment candidate.
Right.
All of a sudden, Bush, Kasich, Christie, all these guys are looking for a second win.
And it's so interesting that they're all so proximal. You go to one rally, and you go down the street, you're at the Hillary rally, then you go to the Bush rally, and then around the block is Kasich, like waving to people.
Yeah, no, it's spectacular. That's what makes it special, right? I grew up far away from New Hampshire in California, where I never saw a presidential candidate in my life until I did this for a living. And here, literally, we'll see like 5 in the course of a day. And that is a uniquely New Hampshire thing.
And have you covered any of the rallies?
Been to a bunch of the rallies. Sanders, Clinton, Trump, Kasich, Cruz, Rubio.
Anyone stick out to you as like very, like on their game versus not on their game?
I think what I have been struck by is how the tone has changed in the last 48 hours. Trump, who right before Iowa seemed anxious, nervous, this time seems loose and confident. Rubio, who was feeling really good a few days ago, is now looking a little more tight. And Kasich, Bush, and Christie all feel like they're on their way.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
It was so nice to see you.